boleh getting up. One? Sure, it's illegal, but when has that ever stopped you from doing things? Right. You prefer the ones that gives you cancer. Imagine my surprise of all the ways that might do you in. Acute myeloid leukemia was not on my top 5. Top 10? Maybe. But don't get me wrong. In spite of everything, I never wished for you to die. But if you did, I would not be sorry to see you go. For the longest time, I would often have this dream. You, on your knees, arms tight behind your back, begging me to make it big. Oh, your wife was there too, screaming at the top of her lungs, pleading with me to let you go. Teeth flying, bones cracking, blood flowing, while I kept punching your face over and over and over until I wake up, desperately trying to make sense of it all. I was so ashamed that in some way, shape or form, I was just like you. Would you have had me murdered if you had known that? It's okay. There are no right or wrong answers here. Spent nearly 3 years inside the wall. But they cleared me earlier. But I insisted on staying around longer until I was sure I was good to go. How naive it felt. First time they had to kick someone out, apparently. Talk about leaving a mark in history. As bummed as I was over this premature rejection, they were right. I wanted to stay there and be in control, but they nudged me and said, it's okay, go out, live, make mistakes, screw up, learn, screw up differently, learn again, just like normal people do. So, bloody simple. Only if I had known that earlier, instead of being pushed around to be perfect every damn time. Have you ever wondered why I never reached out? Did you think I was angry on you? Or scared of you, perhaps? I was not angry, Dad. I was just done with you. Hi Karen, how are you doing? Don't bother answering that. I don't care, I was just kidding. I'm curious. Did she ever tell you why she never stopped you from doing what you did to me? Did she feel like I deserve it? Or did she think roughing me up would toughen me up for the real world? Or did she just get off on it too? And yet, she had the gall to call me when her precious husband was diagnosed to die. Did you seriously think an apology would be of any help in wherever it is you go from here? Do you truly believe that a potentially terminal illness is all it takes for a monster to be no longer considered a monster? It's okay. There are no right or wrong answers here. How come none of us has stepped up to save you? Have you outlived your usefulness to them? Brown noses, I'm telling you, they're the best backstabbers. I'll admit, when I heard the news, I was actually delighted that your crap finally caught up with you. Disappointed, just a bit, that you would be seen as a martyr who valiantly fought a losing battle. Does that make me a bad person? It sure sounds so fucked up, like I'm some kind of a villain in an old movie who finds joy in other people's misery, even though they truly deserve it. Hey, I'm good. So you do have my number? Yeah. Of course not. Okay, see, listen. We'll talk about this when you come back. Yeah. Hey, and if you're sticking around longer, please don't drive. Yeah. See you. That was just my girlfriend. Yeah, I had the same look on my face when she first told me she was in love with me. I was so afraid, that I would hurt her real bad, that this wouldn't last, that she would eventually realize I was wasting her time. But Jess was different. She was so sure of what she wants, sharp and blunt at the same time. We would always make time for each other. Every day. She made me feel like my life before her doesn't even exist anymore. Until about a week ago, while she was leaving for her work, she happened to look at my phone, and a horde of text messages from my blessed mother, who was too subtle for her own good, that made it seem like I was screwing your wife. Once I explained things, sparing the gory details, of course, just thought I ought to forgive you. Be a bigger man, she said. That I would regret it for the rest of my life if I did not give you any kind of closure. We have had a fair share of arguments, and she tends to be right most of the time, but I had a funny feeling this is not one of them. Perhaps I should have told her the truth about you much sooner. But this was not a cross to bear. Naturally, I didn't handle it all that well. I think that rattled her a bit much. She practically stormed out of her house and wouldn't even return my calls anymore. Did you get another woman pregnant? That was the first thing she asked me. It was hilarious how that was the conclusion she reached on. But the way she emphasized another woman, and for someone who had kept drinking recently, she was way too wasted right now. We decided a long time ago that we wouldn't go and have children, at least not for a while. Any accidental surprises would be nipped in the bud. But the fact that she had to go through all this alone, she was there to ease my pain, and I couldn't even be there for her. I wouldn't have made it without her. And neither would you. Congratulations, old man. She just got you 3 more years. That bone marrow procedure wasn't the smoothest ride. But then again, having served you, pain is nothing but a 4-letter word. Much like dinner is just a river in Egypt. So, why did I save you? Is it because I wanted to be this bigger man? Did I think with you gone, your wife would inevitably dive off into the deep end and would join you? Absolutely not. You don't get to get off that fucking easy. I won't bother to tell you what to do with the time you have left, but just that when it eventually runs out, you don't bother to tell me what to do with the time. And don't invite me for a burial. I would hate to let you down one last time. Farewell, donor. I'll see you in a nightmare.